Join me as I dive deep into the question of what it really means for God to create man in his own image. Let's explore this together. The concept of being made in God's image is one of the most profound and intriguing ideas in the Bible. It's a phrase that's often mentioned but rarely explored in depth. At its core, it suggests that humanity shares a unique connection with the divine, one that sets us apart from the rest of creation. This idea has far-reaching implications for how we understand ourselves, our purpose, and our place in the world. One common misunderstanding about being made in God's image is that it implies a physical similarity between God and humans. But the Bible is clear that God is a spirit, and that this image refers to something much deeper. Another misconception is that it's a static concept, something that we either have or we don't. But what if being made in God's image is actually a dynamic and relational concept, one that's meant to be lived out in our daily lives? The phrase can also lead to misconceptions about human value and purpose. If we're made in God's image, does that mean that some people are more valuable or important than others? Does it imply that we have a special status or privilege that others don't have? These are questions that have been debated by theologians and philosophers for centuries, and ones that we'll explore in more depth. The truth is, the concept of being made in God's image can be both empowering and overwhelming. On the one hand, it suggests that we have a unique potential and capacity for good. But on the other hand, it also implies a deep responsibility to live up to that potential, and to use our gifts and abilities for the benefit of others. Theologians have long debated what it means to be made in God's image, and there are many different interpretations. Some see it as referring to our emotional and intellectual abilities, our capacity for love and compassion, or our ability to reason and think critically. Others see it as referring to our spiritual nature, our connection to the divine, and our ability to experience and express God's presence in our lives. One thing is clear: being made in God's image is not just about our individual characteristics or abilities, but about our relationships with others. It's about how we treat one another, how we care for one another, and how we work together to build a better world. This concept calls us to a higher standard of living, one that emphasizes connection, compassion, and community, in a world that often values competition and individualism. The idea of being made in God's image challenges us to rethink our priorities and our way of life. It calls us to a more relational and communal understanding of what it means to be human, and to a deeper sense of responsibility towards ourselves and others. As we explore this concept further, I want to leave you with a key insight. Being made in God's image is not just a static fact about us, but a dynamic call to action. It's a reminder that we have the capacity to reflect God's love, kindness, and compassion in all that we do, and to make a positive impact on the world around us. So, how can understanding this concept change our perspectives on self-worth and relationships with others? For one, it can help us see ourselves and others as having inherent value and dignity, regardless of our accomplishments or circumstances. It can also help us cultivate a deeper sense of empathy and compassion, and to treat others with the love and respect that they deserve. If you've been impacted by this concept, or if you have questions or thoughts to share, I'd love to hear from you. Join the conversation in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.